Jax is the kind of character who looks like he'd be the last one to ever break. He laughs the loudest, mocks the hardest, and seems completely untouched by the fear that haunts everyone else in the digital circus. And in a place like this, that attitude looks like strength. But abstraction doesn't care how confident you seem. It doesn't target the weakest person in the room. It targets the one who's been running the longest. Abstraction is what happens when a mind finally runs out of ways to cope, when the distractions stop working, when the jokes don't land anymore, when the fear you've been avoiding catches up to you all at once. And that's what makes Jax so terrifying, because Jax isn't fearless, he's avoidant. Everything about his personality is designed to keep people at a distance. If he never cares, then losing people won't hurt. If he treats everyone like a joke, then their disappearance won't matter. And in a world where abstraction is always looming, that mindset only works for so long. So the real question isn't if Jax could abstract. It's what happens to the digital circus when the one person pretending nothing matters finally realizes that it does. So let's imagine a timeline where it finally fails. Our story doesn't start with anything dramatic. No big breakdown, no sudden glitch. It starts quietly, with exhaustion. Over time, Jax begins to run out of ways to distract himself. His jokes get meaner, his pranks more dangerous, but they stop being fun. Not because the others don't react, but because the reactions don't give him relief anymore. Ragatha's forced laughter feels fake. Pomni's fear stops being entertaining. Gangle doesn't even cry properly anymore. And Kinger, who used to absorb the chaos with strange calm, has become withdrawn and paranoid. For the first time, Jax notices the silence between the laughs. He notices how every day feels exactly the same. Same games, same fake stakes, same promises from Kane that none of this matters. And the thought he's been running from for so long finally catches up to him. This is forever. The abstraction doesn't happen during a big adventure. It happens late at night, when the circus is quiet, when there's no audience, no chaos, no one to perform for. Jax is alone with his thoughts, and for once, there's nothing funny about them. The realization hits him all at once. That no matter how loud he is, no matter how much he disrupts the system, he hasn't changed anything. People still disappear. The exit still doesn't exist. And one day, he's going to lose control of his own mind, just like the others. And that fear is what breaks him. The process is fast, but horrifying. Jax's body distorts, stretching and collapsing in on itself. His grin freezes in place as his eyes multiply, spreading across a shapeless mass of shadow. There's no joke, no final insult, just panic. By the time anyone notices, it's already over. Kane appears, cheerful as ever, and calmly removes what's left of Jax from the main circus. The others don't even get a chance to say goodbye. One moment he's gone, the next, it's like he never existed at all. The circus changes immediately. Ragatha is the first to feel it. Without Jax constantly pushing her buttons, her optimism has nothing to bounce off of. She tries to keep smiling, tries to keep everyone together, but her voice cracks more often now. Her conversations become shorter, softer, like she's afraid that being too loud might make someone else disappear. Pomni is worse. She keeps replaying every interaction she had with Jax in her head, wondering if she could have noticed the signs sooner. She avoids sleeping, terrified of waking up to another empty space. Every joke now feels like a warning. Every laugh feels temporary. Gangle becomes hyper-aware of herself. She's constantly adjusting her mask, rehearsing expressions, trying to stay stable. Without Jax mocking her, the silence around her feels unbearable. She talks more, but says less, like she's afraid that stopping will let the thoughts in. Kinger changes in a different way. He becomes serious, protective. He starts volunteering for the most dangerous parts of Kane's games, putting himself between the others and anything unpredictable. It's not bravery, it's guilt. He thinks if he stays alert enough, strong enough, maybe he can stop it from happening again. Zubul barely jokes anymore. The chaos Jax brought used to make the circus feel unpredictable in a fun way. Now everything feels controlled, sterile, like the circus is tightening its grip. And Kane notices all of this. The games become more structured, less chaotic. Without Jax pushing boundaries, the challenges feel emptier, more mechanical. Kane doesn't acknowledge the loss directly, but his attention sharpens. The group feels watched more than ever, like the system is adjusting to a missing variable. Day-to-day life becomes heavier. Meals at Spudsy's are quiet. The carnival music feels too loud, too fake. Even the environments seem different, like the world itself knows something is wrong. Colors feel harsher. Spaces feel smaller. No one says Jax's name anymore. Not because they don't remember him, but because remembering hurts. Eventually, the group realizes something terrifying. Jax wasn't just comic relief. He was pressure relief. He absorbed fear by turning it into cruelty and noise. And without him, all that fear has nowhere to go. The circus hasn't become safer. It's become more honest. By the end of this timeline, nothing has exploded. No one escapes. There's no dramatic rebellion, just a slow emotional collapse as the characters are forced to confront the reality Jax spent so long running from. That this place doesn't need villains. Time is enough. And maybe the scariest part isn't that Jax abstracted. It's that he might have been holding everyone together longer than they realized. Because if even Jax couldn't survive forever in the digital circus, who can?